So in 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome to episode 3. That was really quick, wasn't it? To get another episode bashed out. Today, I am joined by one of the funniest men in the ambulance service, a man that I've known for the whole time I was in the English ambulance service anyway. And he is the man who's most well known for either putting his foot in it or or just getting away with saying some stuff that we would all get sacked for, I think. Just behind the cameras, we've got John again. So John and John just doing a bit of production for me, just because it was getting a bit much, pressing lots of buttons and doing things like that. So John originally started in the police and is now a paramedic, still with the ambulance service. And today just got all his medals racked up, so I'm sure he'll talk about that. Father to two. Chaotic.
It's frightening.
So without further ado, I welcome Mr. John Middleton.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
Okay.
Really, shout out anything you want to know. I'll try and enlighten you.
So when I joined the ambulance service in Gloucester, I remember chatting to you, and you started in the police. Is that?
Very briefly, started my career in Gloucestershire Constabulary with the Special Constables, and then moved to Gloucestershire Ambulance Service purely because I was involved in an incident, and I was in awe of the paramedics that came and helped this kiddie.
Yeah, so that drove your career change.
It just was amazing.
Yeah.
The problem being, if I'd have stayed in the police, I would be retired and living the life of Riley now.
Yeah, full pension.
As opposed to working to the day of my funeral.
Oh, well, it's not like the NHS to do that at all. No. What, you're 70? Keep going. Lift this person down the stairs.
Exactly, lift them down. So I watched this young lad fall off and get crushed by a vehicle, and the ambulance service came and literally saved this kiddie's life.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to be involved with this, in moving this kiddie from underneath a wheel onto a longboard, and I was lucky enough to be able to go in the ambulance with him to hospital. I
was about to say, were you guys first? Well, the police are always first there, aren't they, for somehow?
And it was just slick.
Yeah.
There wasn't any shouting. There wasn't any.
I'm sure in their heads they were going, "Fuck."
Yeah. 50p, 5p. Yeah. But yeah, and it just inspired me, and it inspired me to look at options. And I was lucky enough to get a technician's job in the days when there were technicians, and I went to work for Gloucestershire Ambulance Service.
I was about to say you were pre-amalgamation of anything. I was Gloucester Ambulance Service to start with.
Old school.
Yeah. Okay.
Where the chief knew us all.
Yeah.
He used to come in and say, "Hi, how are you? How's the family? How's the girls?" Absolutely. Yeah. It was amazing. And then obviously we got amalgamated and joined up with
Great Western
or GWAS or God's Worst Ambulance Service, depending on what you want to call it.
I've to be fair, I've never heard that one before. So I'm sure a lot of the old GWAS guys will back you up on that one. But yeah,
if you could write a book on how to amalgamate an ambulance service
and make a fuckery of it,
it wouldn't be done by that way. So it was just absolutely shocking.
What was GWAS before? Was it Swindon, and then you guys have connected up, or was it
we originally Gloucestershire, and we joined up with Avon and Wiltshire.
Oh, okay, right.
And to be honest, Gloucestershire was a high-performing ambulance trust at the time.
Yeah, okay.
A small ambulance trust, and I think that's the reason they decided to sort of amalgamate us.
Yeah.
And we amalgamated us, and it was just a nightmare from start to finish.
Okay.
Even 2 years post amalgamation,
yeah,
we were still singing from different hymn books.
Oh, okay. So you'd cross a border somewhere, and it would just...
and it would be the guidelines would be totally different.
Okay.
It was the days before JL Calc.
Oh, okay.
So know, JL Calc.
Everyone had different drugs.
Exactly, and different ways of moving it, and different things, and it was just a nightmare.
Yeah. So that was early 2000s, late 90s.
Probably mid 2000s.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then we were saved by Ken and SWAST,
Right.
which to me has been a godsend.
Right.
We-
Is that just for organisational meanings, or?
Yeah. We couldn't have done what we were carrying on doing. We were still a really, really small fish in the GWAS days,
Okay.
in a very big pond, and now we're a big fish
Yeah.
in a big pond still, but
Yeah.
it is a lot better.
Yeah. Well, SWAST is the second biggest, only to London, I
I
think.
think so.
It's
I
massive.
believe North Yorkshire is up there as well, because it's just a vast area of
Well, yeah.
bleakness. Sorry to any North Yorkshire people.
I was about to say, you're going to have Frenchie on at some point, so she's not going to be happy about. Is she North Yorkshire?
No, she's Barnsley.
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 Barnsley. She's going to be in the car going, fucking dickheads.
I'm going to kill him. I know where he lives.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. She does. So, in your time, like, who? So you went to. Was it an advert in the paper again,
So
or did you again? You knew someone, so
I knew a man that knew a man that
okay.
I could speak to a man about potentially. And so I phoned up and I spoke to this friend of mine, and he said, "Do you want to be on patient transport, or do you want to drive the big buses?" I went, "Oh, big buses, please."
Yeah. Please, sir, can I have
Please,
some
sir.
more? Thank you.
So in those days, we had an interview. We had a
Fitness test.
fitness test,
Ooh.
but it involved us running a mile in less than 9 minutes.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's
piece of
like
cake.
that's a military time, isn't it?
It was. We were tabbing it. So I joined with a very good friend of mine, Julian Spears, who is now chief flight medic at Strencham.
Oh, okay.
So Julian and I joined together, along with Claire Stroud and a couple of others. I don't think there's many of us left
No, I mean
on
your
our
cohort.
intake.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Have they just retired or just done other
retired
things?
or done other things or
Yeah, okay.
seen the light. And we then went off to Chippenham.
Is this when the training school still existed?
So we had the Southern Ambulance College.
Yeah.
And we were being trained. So we had driving school there, and the medical side of things.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best 13 weeks of my life. Fantastic.
And that's your initial. Was it? Were you called technicians then?
Yeah.
Or was it? Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah.
So we had technician epaulets,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
were called technicians. And then it was just fantastic. We drove driving school. Where are we going to go today? The instructor, I fancy fish and chips at the seaside.
Yeah.
So it's straight down to Bridport or West Bay, and fish and chips, and no, it's absolutely amazing, brilliant time, good friends made. But
and I think that was like a live-in college, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chippenham Training College, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I think that was the worst mistake they ever made, getting rid of that, or getting rid of that style of induction to the ambulance service.
So the great thing is, once you were there, and you concentrated on your training, and
Yeah.
you had a week there. You came home on Friday afternoon. You came back on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
You had the weekend with your family, and then
Yeah,
back to
it.
training.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you're there, there's no distractions. You just get your head down and you do the work, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. What's your so when you left Chippenham College, was your first station back in Gloucester?
Yep.
And that
So my first station was Cheltenham Station.
Racecourse, or was
No,
it the original Cheltenham station?
The
Okay.
original Cheltenham
Yeah, okay.
Station, which they've now built a housing estate on. It was that big.
Right. So it's
We
a proper hub.
We had a garage you could probably fit 30 vehicles in.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was ginormous,
Yeah.
and all sorts of funny things ensued at Cheltenham
I was
Station.
about to say. So, did you have a like these days? Did you have a selected named mentor?
Yes.
Right. And who was that?
So my name mentor was Tracy Gray.
Okay.
So couldn't have had a better mentor. And then halfway through, I flipped and I had Bob Griff.
Oh, okay. All right.
So again, two names that some people may or may not know.
Yeah.
But take the hats off to them. They were able to control me and reel me in. And I remember one of the funniest episodes is we were transferring from the big Fiat box ambulances.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
we got the cab and the chassis from Fiat, and then they put a big box on it
Yeah.
to the
And it had the door through the centre.
yeah. So and then we were transferring to the Fiat van conversions, pretty similar to what's going on at the moment with the beautiful Mercedes to the Fiats, which I believe stands for Fix It Again Tomorrow. Is that right?
Faster in a taxi.
Yeah. So So we had these, and we had training models like we're doing at the moment.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
being trained on the new vehicles, and I thought, in my silly little way, wouldn't it be really good to have someone open the ambulance door and find a body in a body bag on there? So I hunted around. Unfortunately, couldn't kill anyone. So I used the next best thing, which was Rissiciani.
Rissiciani, the bearer of many practical jokes over the years.
So I put Rissiciani, God bless her soul, into a body bag and left her on the ambulance.
And tagged it and everything.
Yeah. So the bag was done up. It, to all intensive purposes, looks like a body in the bag.
Yeah.
So
oh my days.
A very good friend of mine now decided that he would show the mayor of Cheltenham the new ambulances that would be patrolling his streets. So I think we know where this is going, don't we?
Well, geez.
So
you'll have to tell the audience because.
So this is a new ambulance, and look, they've got the side door opened, and we shut the side door again very quickly because
new ambulance.
So the person saw what was in there. And yeah, I did get raked over the coals from that.
I was about to say, what was the punishment for that one? It wasn't cake fines back then?
It wasn't cake fines, but I had an uncomfortable half an hour in the boss's office.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's when you're allowed to tell people off properly.
So yes. Do you think that was a wise thing? Well, reflection.
Reflective practice. John,
exactly. So
go on your CPD file. Like, do not put fake dead bodies in ambulances. or dangle the full size skeleton outside the ladies' toilets. Oh my god! What is this in Cheltenham Station?
In Cheltenham Station,
right? Was it like just from a bit of string or something? Oh my god! In the dark? Yeah. Was it on a night shift?
Yeah.
Off. Right.
So, the master of disaster. So yes, shenanigans ensued.
Shit, that's our favourite word around here.
Super.
I declare shenanigans. It's like, fucking watch this.
So I had a wonderful upbringing at Cheltenham Station, and I was on relief for probably 2 years.
Ooh.
The R word.
That's a dirty word around here, John. But everyone gives their pound of flesh to it.
Exactly. Even us oldies. And I've worked at every station in the county, and some that don't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
So that was quite interesting.
Do you feel that made you a more sort of well-rounded?
Oh yes.
Just because you didn't know who you were working with.
I didn't know who I was working with. I was working with some older gentlemen who, let's say, were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, but salty as fuck.
Yeah, did not take any
shit.
Crap.
Yeah.
So yes, I remember rocking up. I borrowed my wife's Deumatiz because my 4x4 was broken. So I went out to a station out in the middle of nowhere, and in the car park, and in walked the station manager and goes, "Whose fucking roller skate is that?"
And you're just there in the corner like,
it's the new bloke.
Yeah. It's him.
So that was fun, and had many happy days all over the county, and made some really good friends. Obviously people like Kev Mayo.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
He's just he's retired, but he's come back, hasn't he?
Yeah. 40 years.
40 years. 40 years. Fucking hell.
I know. So it was very much on a Sunday.
I won't be doing that.
Sunday. What do you want for dinner, John? Sorry, Kev. What do you want for dinner? What do you want, roast chicken or roast beef? What are we talking about, Kev? All right, beef then. And then at lunchtime, we used to disappear to Bourton Hospital, where we had the largest plate of roast beef prepared at Bourton Hospital, not brought in.
Yeah.
Absolutely prepared.
Yeah.
And I never met the cook, the lady. All I saw was her hands push this
like
dinner
was it like
through
faceless hatch. Like,
and we were like in the doctor's lounge having our roast dinners on a Sunday.
Yeah, because she couldn't see the uniform, so she was like, "Oh well, there you go."
So I think Kev just phoned it through, and we got 2 roast dinners. It was amazing. It was brilliant.
Can you imagine that happening now? Fucking hell.
Yeah. And I remember working at, I was at the hospital on standby for some stupid reason in the early hours of the morning. I remember a crew coming in from out in the sticks and poking out from underneath my colleague's trousers were Jimmy Jam bombs.
What, just on the cuff of
Just
her
on
jeans?
the cuff of her work trousers. His work trousers was some lovely plaid Jimmy Jams just hanging below things.
Just ready for his midnight nap.
Yeah, obviously just prepared.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You know, like Superman threw on his green uniform and slightly had their Jimmy Jams hanging out the bottom. Hey ho.
Well, that was the time when you took your cot to work on nights.
Exactly.
Did 7 nights in a row. Yeah, that'd be right.
Yeah, 7 nights in a row, week off, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
So we used to do...
I remember Martin from Stroud used to tell me, he's like, oh, yeah, you do like 8 nights in a row. And it's like, fucking hell. And he's like, yeah, but you do like 2 jobs.
Yeah. And it was early as late. So it's 6 till 2, 2 till 10, 10 till 6.
Yeah.
And if you were lucky enough not to go out, you were woken up in the morning with a steaming cup of tea brought to you by the morning crew.
The beauty of it. Now it's just a
now
steaming
it's
cup
just
of tea
like,
outside the hospital.
Yeah,
like, oh,
and you're like,
cheers, mate. I'm dead.
You're still
home.
dead,
yeah,
and you're still hanging, but you're in a different place. And how things have changed. We used to get proper emergencies.
Yeah.
You know, people trapped in cars wrapped round people's legs.
Strokes, MIs.
Engines on people's abdomens.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you go to a car accident and the youngsters don't know they're born.
Yeah, because they're in the car safety's just unreal. Yeah.
You go to a car accident, you look at that and think, oh my God. And then the patient's standing next to you going,
oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Whereas in the old days, you'd be sort of 20 minutes, half an hour cutting them out.
Yeah.
Funny thing was, we had a gentleman in the Cotswolds who'd obviously had quite a lot to drink. And he'd managed to roll his car. And then he'd got everything. His feet were wrapped around the pedals and the pedals were wrapped around him. A mess. And he's upside down and he's quite a merry gentleman. Cause he's,
hello.
And as the fire service are cutting him out, him and I are singing, please release me, let me go. And then the poor fireman's going, we're trying to do it, we're trying to get you out. Yeah.
So it's fine, just keep him singing.
It's just brilliant. And then we had the wonderful basics doctors that came out and were able to give drugs that we couldn't give.
Yeah. They were completely out of remit at that time.
Yeah. You know, this is morphine.
Yeah.
You'll never be getting this.
Yeah. Oh, what's this then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nubane. Oh my God. Yeah.
This is ketamine. And we hate the doctors in the ED hated Nubane.
Right.
Absolutely hated it.
Okay.
Because
it was way before my time.
Yeah.
It was just sort of, so as I became a technician, they were that was it. It was going out the back door sort of thing, and morphine was
Morphine was king.
Yeah.
So Nubane was a synthetic opioid.
Right.
And if we gave Nubane, it meant they had to do some really difficult calculations to figure out how much morphine they could give without knocking off the patient.
Right, without causing like a polypharmacy issue and like, they're not breathing. Oh, fucking, someone bagged them, for God's sake.
Pretty much. So they hated it. Oh, you've given Nubane.
Shit.
Yeah, because that's all I got. Nubane and Entonox. Yeah.
That's when IV paracetamol was like £100 a bottle or something like that.
Exactly. And it was still in a glass bottle.
Yeah. Don't break it. Like,
so
you weren't allowed that.
No.
So, technician did your time, gave you a pound of flesh to relief.
Yes.
When did you do your tech to para conversion? Or where? Or how did that come about?
So it came about is I wanted to do my para. I was ready to do my para. And I was all fired up to do the IHCD para, and then suddenly the brakes went on.
Oh, so they stopped it. They stopped doing that course.
They stopped doing the IHCD course, and there was a bit of a hiatus, a 5-year period where they weren't really training paras.
Okay.
Because they were getting their crap together for the university course.
Yeah.
And then I thought, hold on a minute, university course. I don't really want to be the first.
To
go through this.
Yeah.
And I've seen it
because you're the guinea pig then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be doing 500 reflections. where I left it for 2 years and then was lucky enough to be on the university course with UE,
Oh, okay.
paid for by the ambulance
Ambulance
service.
Nice.
And it was a year course. I got my degree out of it, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd have a degree, and then from there I've sort of progressed on. But as a technician, I was on a response car.
Yeah. Okay. RRV team. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was on an RRV for 17 years.
Oh, God. That's a test.
So this is probably where all this has been built up, and I
Yeah.
haven't been able to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
And now it's all coming out. Who knows? But yeah, it was fun and games. But the car course was possibly one of the hardest courses we ever did.
The RRV course.
You were not allowed near an RRV
Mm.
unless you did this 3-week course.
Right.
And there's an exam at the end of every week, and if you didn't pass that exam, you didn't move on to the next part of the
Next
course.
part of it. Okay.
One of which is driving in a car, which is totally different to driving in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they just chuck you the keys and say, get on with it.
Yeah. Fuck off.
And the other was how to treat a patient on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's almost like a steer care,
Yeah.
like prolonged field care,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
No one's coming.
No.
well, they are.
They were in those
eventually.
days.
Yeah. About to say.
But then it sort of all changed and they didn't come.
Yeah.
And, that's where we sort of ended up.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, like, my last shift was on a car, and it was like there's no point in asking for a P3 or a delayed pickup because no one's coming.
No one's coming.
No one's coming.
You might as well, if it's P3, you might
Yeah.
as well get them a taxi.
Yeah, get them a taxi or try and get them in the car.
Yeah.
Like, but then P2 was a couple of hours, and a P1 that was still oh shit. Like,
And you rock up, and that's it. And you can see this is going wrong very quickly.
yeah.
And I don't know how everyone says, I want to be on the car. The car is cool. And
Yeah.
you just think, well, yes, it is, but
Are you ready for this?
are you
shit?
ready for this?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you ready to
Yeah.
be able to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere for extended periods of time?
I mean, we are in a really rural area.
Exactly.
Like, so it'll be like, oh shit, like, and it took me 45 minutes to drive out here. Where's the DCA gonna be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which led to the worst job I ever had.
Oh, okay.
And it was grim from start to finish. And then
I mean, as long as you're happy to talk about it,
I am.
unless you get it
I've
off
got no
your chest.
problems with it. I've got it off my chest. I chat to people about it so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
know what to expect if they are
Yeah.
going on a car.
Youngins, listen.
Unfortunately, there was no DCAs around, so I was on a car. I was in the middle of nowhere, a very poorly lady with heavily pregnant, and
It's my most hated job.
and unfortunately, as a result of interesting decisions made by people
Elsewhere. Yeah.
I unfortunately lost the mother and the baby.
Okay, that's heavy.
That was heavy,
Yeah.
and that sort of that took me a bit of time to get over.
Yeah. I mean, do you get support from the service?
Oh,
and
yes.
Stuff like? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
They were superb.
Yeah.
They looked after me. They appreciated it. Wasn't
Yeah.
anything to do with me, and it had to go to, I believe it went off to NHS England and
And
things
coroners and all that sort
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
all sorts. So not a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
I've had better root canals.
And that's saying something.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
were you? I mean, you're obviously supported by your friends in the service.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, but probably telling you far too many jokes and
exactly.
probably trying to touch you inappropriately as well.
Most of them. Well, look at it.
Your body is a temple.
Exactly. Broken down temple. So yeah, and other times I've had the ambulance service to me is a massive family. We call it a green family, and it is. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I've had some harrowing times in my life, and unfortunately, as we all know, that I've lost my wife.
Yeah.
Through cancer, but the ambulance service stepped up.
Yeah. Okay.
They put a comedy night on for us. Paul Creed arranged the comedy night.
What a guy.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I
think I remember that.
Yeah, it was what's that hotel, mate? Havley Manor.
It was Havley Manor.
It was
Havley
Havley Manor.
Manor. Yeah.
And
that's nice.
the proceeds were going to us to make memories. So we
Yeah.
went away on holiday
Yeah.
to make memories. And
That's really
you know,
nice.
That's when a lot of the old Gloucester control staff went as well, didn't they?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, Gloucester Dispatch. Yeah,
yeah.
that's really nice.
So it was unbelievable, and again the support I had from when Nick died was brilliant.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So
And you just wouldn't change it for the world.
no,
Like you might hate this. Someone said to me the other day, do you miss the ambulance service and stuff like that? And it's like, I miss the clowns. I don't miss the circus. So you can miss the job, but you don't have to miss the job, but you can miss the people.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you might not like everyone, but
No.
there'll be a good few people.
and you
there
can
that-
do the job anywhere
yeah
in
absolutely.
the country,
Yeah.
but you're not going to be doing it with your mates.
No, we were saying this, and it's like when you get a shift with like someone who you really enjoy.
It's fantastic, and
Yeah.
that 10 hours. I do 10-hour shifts now, and that 10 hours
Lazy
just
bastard.
flies by.
Do you have permanent crewmates now, or
I,
semi?
I rotate around the ECAs.
Oh, okay.
And then usually got a student with me.
Okay.
So I've got a bit of a shadow with me
Yeah,
anyway. They're not here today, but
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Oh, so usually I have a student with me. So I'm trying to impart my words of wisdom.
Mm.
But I had a fantastic student for the last 3 years, and I believe the university aren't letting us do that anymore.
Oh, right. Okay. So that you change mentors every year now.
Every
don't you?
year.
Yeah.
I believe it's to stop
People
them
becoming
being a mini
mini-me's.
me.
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
we don't want another John.
I was about to say, did you impart some humour on them?
Oh God, yeah.
Did they just suck up your sense of humour?
Yeah. She got it straight away.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
day she's on the ambulance, and I said, "This is the Zol." We check it, and she went, "Oh," and I said, "We charge it up," and she charged it, and then the button's there, and it's red, and it's flashing, and just as she pressed the button, I went, "Whoa! Don't do that!"
Just fucking shit herself.
Go Brown.
Yeah. Go brown. Do you need to change your fucking trousers now? Have you got spare underwear with you?
So yeah, she got it.
Yeah.
And she got me, and we had a wonderful 3 years.
Yeah. She registered now.
Yeah, Molly, she's out there.
Big bad world.
Your life in her hand. And yeah, and she's doing the job.
Taught by the John.
So it was unfortunate because obviously I taught her everything in the first month that I
Yeah.
knew, and then she had me for the rest of the 3 years.
Yeah. Here's all my knowledge.
Yeah,
That it? Yeah. Sorry, fucked it.
I would give you a flash drive, but it won't even fill the bit of it up. So the job is, in my opinion, is 90% being able to talk to people,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and
So
and 10% knowledge and background and,
Yeah.
and knowing roughly what you're doing.
and maybe some skills mixed in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Cannula what now?
Cannula
I'll go brrr. Oh, this is my fourth cannula that I've just blown up. What the fuck is that?
So yes, yeah. So that's interesting. I do feel really sorry for the students at the moment. And we got a whole load of new students out, which happens every year.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, they're getting younger and younger.
Mm.
You know, and
And
as
they've
I
not
said,
done something before they've come
no,
to...
no,
yeah.
they've gone straight to university.
Yeah.
And I watched Casualty on a Saturday night, and I reckon I could do that.
Yeah. And then they see what we actually do. and
Actually
it's,
do.
Yeah.
And
No, it's not just car accidents all the time. We actually just do a lot of social work.
or Nan Down.
Yeah.
Or-
I love a nan down.
That's brilliant.
I fucking love a nan down, especially when they've not hurt themselves. They've only been on the floor for like, half an hour, or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's no risk of rhabdomyolysis.
And
it's not a long lie, but you get them up, you make them a cup of tea, and you put them back in bed or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, this has
It's
been
brilliant.
a great day ever.
it's great. It's great. But you're talking to them.
Yeah.
And this is what I worry about is the youngsters not being able to relate to 80-year-olds.
What's it? Any generation,
Or any-
other
yeah.
than their own, or
Yeah.
like maybe someone in their mid-20s or something like
Yeah.
that, maybe.
Is it the way it's going? Yeah. And if someone said to me, I want to join the ambulance service, obviously I would stop laughing. Here, John, how do I go about joining the ambulance service?
You don't.
It would be very much become an ECA.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Do-
put the groundwork in.
Do the groundwork. Do the job. Don't spend 90,000 or 30,000 or whatever it is on doing a university course on a job that you might not even like.
Yeah.
Do the job for 2 years.
Yeah.
And if you like it that much, you want to progress on, become an apprentice.
But that's what the tech to para was all
Yeah.
about. Like, you couldn't just go straight to para.
No.
It was like,
No.
do your tech. And
Do
then,
your time.
Yeah.
And then if the management liked you and you liked the job,
Yeah.
and it was very much if the management liked
Yeah,
you,
if your face fits.
if your face fits.
And your face fitted, John. I don't know how that happened.
Who knows?
Who fucking...
So yeah, I think in my interview, it was very, very, very right then. You're in the middle of the field, and the officer needs a cup of tea. How are you going to sort this out?
How many sugars?
Yeah. Well, I go to the farmhouse there, sir, and probably get you a cup of tea. You're in.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, boss.
Or you could have some out my flask.
Prepared. Man came
Exactly.
prepared for that very fucking moment.
So yeah, that was how it works, and that would be my go-to answer. My stock answer for someone is go and do the job.
Yeah.
See if the job's a fit for you, and you're a fit for the job, and then move on from that way.
I
And
mean,
you're
if
getting
you
paid while you do it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I mean, if your kids brought it up, you know, if they shown an interest in police, fire, ambulance, oh, fucking hell, I can see the twitch in his eye. He's having a stroke.
Fortunately for me, no. Youngest is now at university, and she's studying history.
Okay.
So that's
Out of the way.
She's at UE, so
Yeah.
she's at my old university. Obviously, I've put Glenside way. She's not allowed anywhere near them.
Is that because
That's where
your
all the
photo's on the wall?
That's where all the paramedic students live, and
Yeah.
they're all rough as anything. So no, she's not allowed anywhere near Glenside. But no, she's got no interest in doing any emergency work.
Yeah.
And again, my advice is join the fire service. You get to sleep on nights.
I've been trying to get a water fairy on here for ages.
Have you?
Yeah. They're probably sleeping. I don't know.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
Between being a Sparky, being a fireman.
I think the easiest way to get a fireman here is get a quote for someone to clean in your windows.
You
Because
reckon?
most of them are all window cleaners, aren't they? They are.
Doing something on the side, like
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So yes, yeah, that would be my advice. But no, I absolutely love the job.
Yeah, and that's really nice to see. Like, I really respect you and appreciate that about you. Like, you know, I mean, I've gone off and done other things and whatnot, but and again, I would still love the job, but just other things interest me a bit more at the moment.
Yeah.
But for you to just stick at it because you love it, like I really admire that and love that.
I've gone past the point where I want to fly on a helicopter.
Yeah.
Um,
in a helicopter.
I've gone past the point where I want to be in management.
Yeah. Well, you were management
I
for a
was
little while.
management for a little
You
while.
were the LP at
The
racecourse, weren't you? Yeah.
They're under starters orders.
Were you next to the horsey sheds?
Yeah. Well, my wife was going to leave me because I had this obsession with racing. He's at the gate. He's leaving the gate.
Fuck! Oh my god.
Sorry about that. And again,
Dad jokes.
thank you, Molly, for putting up with me for 3 years.
I was about to say, did you just dispel all of your dad jokes
Very much so.
constantly on a
Very much
like-
so. It just
Did
came.
Did she like have a sixth sense of it? A dad joke was coming, and
She
just
knew.
was like, "Fuck's sake!"
She knew, and she used to warn the patients as well, which is quite funny.
What, she would just be like, "This is John. He's going to tell a bad joke at some point."
Exactly. I'll give you the nods up when it happens. All right.
Speaking of like, well, dad jokes and your sort of attitude towards the job, what's been a moment where you've gone and said something and gone, "Oh no," in your finest Gloucester accent, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that."
I still do it. I still do it. And I did it last week.
Remember, John, it's the HCPC. Time,
Yeah.
dates, places, fucking scrub 'em. Names. Don't say
So,
anything.
hi, my name's John. I'm a paramedic. I'm here for you, sir. And oh, this is your daughter.
Oh, fucking tumbleweed.
It's my wife. Constantly doing it. I'm constantly making assumptions that person, that 21-year-old there, is that 90-year-old's daughter. those are the funny moments, and you sort of backpedal and
It's like,
get out of it.
anyway, why are we here?
Yeah. No, not really. I don't.
There's not been a defining.
There's
oh,
not
fuck.
been a
Oh,
defining.
fuck, I shouldn't have fucking said that. Yeah.
Apart from that, on a very regular basis, and you can see your colleagues' eyes going, "Oh no."
Yeah. What is that when they start the shift with you and go, "Oh, he's just going to do it. It's coming.
It's
At
gonna
some
happen.
point in this 10 hours, John is going to put his
gonna
foot in it." Like,
Very much so, and it's not the shit I'm in; it's the depth that varies.
ankle or waist?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or neck usually,
Oh.
but yeah. So, and I say things in the crew room that possibly shouldn't be said, but in my the crew room is the crew room.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
to me is a safe space.
Yeah.
And I apologise if I have ever offended anyone, but it's never,
don't apologise.
ever, it doesn't come from
So-
hate.
Characters like yourself are the main reason for me doing this, because the amount of times that, as well, you've been sat in a crew room and someone's just come back from something and they're just telling the story and everyone in the room is in fucking stitches. Like, they can't even hold their tea. They're like, "Oh no, fucking," or like whoever it is, you just go, "Yep, that's them." Like, fucking hell. Like,
And it's usually there's probably a group of about 3 or 4,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are going to get that job and are going to do that job, are going to come back and have a fantastic story about it.
Yeah.
So I think one was
And that's what brings me to what's your crew room story?
so a crew room story
or one of.
one of.
One of.
So
we can fit in several. It's fine.
we briefly discussed this, and it was a gentleman that was an elder gentleman who decided to go for a day on the pop, and he'd had a few drinks, and he decided to lie down in a cornfield somewhere. Unfortunately, this gentleman was deaf and didn't hear the
Oh, no.
combine.
Sorry.
So you can imagine the mess. So it's can you
Why
come?
is an ambulance even going? Just
Exactly,
get a
exactly.
pressure washer. Like,
Can you pop along and have a look, see if he's still alive? And I said, well, which bit of him?
and what did you find, John?
A pressure washer would have been more
Yeah,
appropriate, really. Yeah. So
Was he in the bail or did he get it?
No, I think he.
Yeah. Yeah.
So another one was a gentleman had gone through a rotavator, an agricultural rotavator,
Yeah, okay.
and he kicked a stone away, and of course he forgot to switch the PTO off, and this thing sort of spread him all over the field. So my advice to all you youngsters out there is, if you're going to a farm,
Don't touch anything.
make sure the aircraft is handy, or you've got a critical care paramedic very, very close. Because if a farm is calling you,
I think it's just a golden rule, like, across the world. Like, you watch other. I mean, the advent of social media, you can see paramedics from America, from Australia, and they're posting this content, and it's like, yeah, if a farmer rings, fuck.
yes,
Like, oh shit.
yes.
Like,
Or even worse, if the farmer's wife rings,
yeah,
because
he's
he can't
refused.
ring,
or
he's refused,
he's refused. Yeah.
or his head's up some cow somewhere or something.
I think a weird, or not even a weird, just a stubborn farmer.
Yeah.
Climbed up on a chicken shed or whatever. No, it was a cow shed, because it must have been 20, 30 foot tall, to shoot birds. And he was like 80 odd, and he put this rickety old ladder, snapped a shotgun over his shoulder, up he climbed, and he completely missed the birds, but he was like 5 stone dripping wet, and he had like baler twine for a belt, and he let this fucking shotgun go, and off the roof he fucking went, landed on a telehandler.
Oh,
Yeah, fucked himself right up, and then got in his Land Rover and drove to the cottage, like the farmhouse, and was like, ring an ambulance. Like,
I've just been blown off the roof.
Yeah, I think he's hurt himself. So obviously, as soon as that comes up, you're like, Fuck. And then you almost refused to go.
I know.
Fucking farm.
So one similar, a lovely, lovely gentleman, was using a saw bench.
What, the one with the disc comes through the
The big circular saw, sort of
yeah.
5 foot.
You're looking very
length,
suggestive there, John.
5 foot high, and he's just cut his arm. So what's a cut to him?
Yeah.
Is basically almost an amputation to me.
Yeah, tea towel triage. If it's wrapped in a
very,
tea towel.
very. I got there.
If it's wrapped in a tea towel, it's broken.
Yeah.
Like,
and she got a tea towel on it, and it was just like, oh my god.
you can see the tea towel from
Yeah.
the truck, and you're like, no. Like,
So I said, let's get the bed to him, put him on the bed. I don't need to go. Just clean it up, and then get him on the ambulance. And
with your fingers. What fingers?
Unwrap the tea towel to see what sort of Christmas present you've been given.
Ta-da!
And it was like, oh. So yeah, that's my advice. And we're in a very rural area, so you get it, and you get it all the time. And having been a farmer or worked on a farm, it's just hilarious.
Chaos.
Yeah, I've sewn my own finger up, which was just hilarious at the age of 14 with some dental floss.
Needle in it.
Needle.
It's like, that'll be right.
Pulled it open, swarfigured it,
Oh,
washed it all out,
germaline.
and then just put it in there, and then put a bit of a dental floss suture in there. But it smelled minty fresh.
Minty fresh. Minty fresh. Can you imagine that suture stinking like, I'll do. Smells better than cow shit.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, so, like, obviously when the Terrafix comes up with, it's a farm, fuck's sake. Have you had a job that you've read the Terrafix and gone, nah, that's not true? And then you've turned up and gone, oh, that's fucking true.
Yeah,
Oh.
you there's a couple. I'm not going to. One of them I'm not going to say, but
Hang on, let's just get a yeah.
and I stood, not in awe, but I didn't know whether or not I was horrified or
Impressed.
how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed.
Yeah. And it's just like, and you're trying to work out the logistics of it.
Yeah.
And if that went there, how did that fit in there? Oh, forget it. We'll just treat what we see.
So one story I remember you telling me was back when you were in the police and the fight you went to on Winchcombe Street.
Oh, is this where I got mullered?
No, this is where you turned the corner and a stool came through the window.
Oh yeah,
Oh, bar stool fight.
yeah.
Oh,
So
fucking. It's
in
like a cowboy film.
in the
Fucking
police
John
van,
Wayne.
in the police van,
Doodle-doo.
my sergeant, who was brilliant, he imparted so many words of wisdom to me. One of which is, don't run to a fight because you'll get tired. It might be over if you walk, and then you can go and pick the pieces up. But I was
He's unconscious.
He's unconscious. Yeah, there you go. He's not going to cause it. But we were young and we were keen, and we were sort of heading towards this job. And we get to this pub, and it was all kicking off. And then suddenly, this chair gets launched through the window. It's like the Wild West.
Yeah. Yeehaw!
Cheltenham, and it got launched through the window, and you're just thinking,
Oh, fuck. I need to do something about this now.
Another time I was on foot patrol with a colleague, and this gentleman was a big unit. He had just come second in Gladiators,
Oh,
the old original Gladiators.
Yeah.
And he'd done the semi-finals, and he was in the finals,
he's
and
a fucking unit.
big unit, and we had 7 bales and shit pummeled out of us. And I'm in the hospital. And the lovely nurse, it was Susie Drake. Do you remember Susie?
It's before my time.
Lovely Susie is there, and she's treating me, and I'm wearing my NATO police sweater with the little patches.
Yeah.
And that came off, and Susie's sort of mopping. I had a broken orbit,
Oh, fuck.
a broken nose.
Oh, you got the proper shit kicked out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
But my mate had forgot to tell us that he'd let some CS off. Now, the chemical structure with CS is if you get it wet,
You make
it
more of it.
reactivates.
Yeah.
And
It's like Novichok.
yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
And I don't believe the police use it anymore. I think they use some sort of parva.
Yeah, parva,
or
yeah.
used to season their kebabs.
I'm sure someone in the comments can tell us what they do now.
Yeah, and forgot to tell us that the CS had been delivered, and my eyes were running. She's got water on my face to try and get all the blood out of the wounds,
And it's
and
just
everything.
making it worse.
And it just made it worse. My wife put my my sweater in the washing machine to wash it, and her eyes were streaming when she was hanging it on the clothesline.
How long does it take to wash out?
It does. It won't wash out.
Oh, that's it. Is it fucked?
So the particles sort of stick to the wool. So the best way to do it is what we used to do is open the van doors and drive up and down like the Tewkesbury Road to let the air disperse the
She's
CS
there, like, fucking
particles.
crying like, why is this fucking someone just cutting onions while I'm hanging the clothes out?
So the shenanigans probably started in the police.
I was about to say, like, are you? I asked this to TJ as well. Are you much of a practical joker? Because much like in Disgust with my episode, Ryan Wiltshire, culprit number one,
Mr. Lube.
Mr. fucking Lube. He did shit like, and I was his fucking trainee. Like, and he did shit like that to me all the fucking time.
So I remember being pulled into the sergeant's
So I'm going to say
office.
yes, you're a practical joker. Or
Well, not so much.
Just the shenanigans.
It just goes wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
seeing people in authority on a sort of semi-regular basis.
Yeah, more things on their shoulders than
Yes,
fucking magpies. Yeah.
So
Oh fuck, that's the
so-
DI.
on a Friday night, we used to be in the patrol car, and as regular as clockwork, we used to go to Charlie's chip shops in Cheltenham
Right.
and get a kebab. Fantastic. Get your kebab. They wrap it up in silver foil for you, so it's brilliant.
Yeah, and then
So
you can
we-
save a bit for later.
So we used to go up to the racecourse and sit on the racecourse roundabout and eat your kebab. So sitting down and, and it's all minging and horrible, and you don't need CS because it's covered in your hands.
Just
So-
spraying it on your
just
fucking
spray it on
kebab.
your- So we're having a kebab, and they were sort of half eaten, and it's Alpha Hotel 14. Can you come to such and such? So we thought, all right, okay, wrap them up, put them on the back seat, and we kept then going from job to job to job. Finished the shift, totally forgot about the half-eaten kebabs that had rolled off the back seat, and one was under the driver's seat and one was under the passenger seat.
Right.
So 3 weeks later,
Oh,
the sergeant has us in the office and going,
boys.
there's been a smell in the response car, and we've had it looked at, and we've got and we found some sort of science experiment growing underneath the
Yeah,
two seats.
Had its own fucking colony.
Exactly.
In there. Oh.
So that was interesting.
Did he have them? Like,
He didn't have them because I think
did he present them to you as a gift?
I
Like,
think
here
he
you
sent
go,
them to
lads.
Russia so they could sort of
Nerve
make
agents.
some nerve agent or Novichok out of it. It was just horrible. So we were sworn not to have kebabs and eat them at the racecourse. So. On a Friday night.
Yeah, just like, I mean, this is the days before tracking.
Yeah.
So like, couldn't see where you were, but
Nope.
nowadays it'd be, oi, you're
What are you doing?
Yeah,
There's
you're
jobs outstanding.
You're outside the kebab shop. Get fucked. Don't do that again.
No.
Oh,
So that was in the days of like heartbeat policing, I used to call it.
Actually, out and about
Yeah,
and
out and about, and used to do foot patrol. And
Yeah,
that was fun and games and chat. And it was fantastic. And I really worry about what's going on now with our police and obviously what's going on with our ambulance service and things. But those are bigger questions that I can't answer, and I haven't got the authority to.
that's way above my pay grade.
Exactly.
And I think it's above your pay grade.
Too right. We can all comment on it, but it's just hopefully things will get sorted and
Yeah.
But it will never ever. This is the thing. It will never ever go back
To that.
to how it was. It won't go back from the SWAS days to the Gloucester ambulance days.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are too busy.
Yeah.
Um,
And you can't get back to that high performance without
No.
Well, without better triage, I guess, or something,
No.
or just and aging population and a ill population,
Yeah.
and
You know, and I hate to say it, we are doctoring on the cheap.
we're very good at triaging people, though.
Very good. Very good.
We are the signposters of the medical world.
Exactly. You walk in and go, "Oh, you're a big sick."
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Yes. Or oh, really?
Yeah. Why the fuck? You have one of those faces. For those listening, but those watching can see it. Of you can't hide.
No.
Like there's no hiding. Like
No.
oh, for fuck's sake! Like why am I back here?
It is. I don't have to say it. It's written on the face. Very disappointed in you ringing 999 again
for the third time today.
Yeah, but it happens, and that's why we're there, and that's why we're paid the big bucks.
Big bucks.
Yes. So do you miss the job?
Yeah, someone asked me this the other day. Like I miss the people. I miss the social side of it. And yeah, I do miss some jobs. I mean, I'm still very clinical in my jobs now.
Yeah.
But it's different on an ambulance.
Yeah.
And even though some of those jobs like really frustrate you and stuff like that, it's still like you do miss an element of that. Like I love talking to people. I'll talk to people until the fucking cows come home. Like, but yeah, you do just miss that. Like, you know, whether you're on a car or whether you're on a DCA with someone, you just go, for fuck, what the fuck are we doing here again?
Yeah.
Or like, oof, like boys, like that was a bit spicy.
I just like the idea that I get in my vehicle. I'm no one's looking over my shoulder.
No, you're your own boss, aren't you?
I'm my own boss, technically. Yeah. And I'm going through this lovely county that we live in.
Yeah.
And then occasionally to Swindon.
Ooh, stay out of there.
I know. And you get to you get to see it. You get to meet some fantastic people.
Yeah, I mean, there's been previous episodes where we've talked about. Obviously, you can't tell about patients that you've been to and stuff like that. But in the past, like, what's been a memorable patient? Like, as in, like, they've done something interesting in their life, or they were, you know, just something weird and wonderful, or something that just really sort of piqued you. Like, oh god, like you're really like not an odd person, but just you know, you wanted to stay with them longer just so you could talk to them a bit more.
I think it's the war vets.
Yeah.
That get me.
Yeah.
And you know they will usually you'll get in and you end up chatting, and you know they're old and you can make a couple of something. What did you do during the war?
Yeah. And then they come out with like,
and you just think, goodness me.
Yeah.
You have seen stuff that I will never see.
Yeah.
You've done stuff I will never do, and you're still here.
Yeah.
And
eating Weetabix.
Yeah. And you know, I just take my hat off to them.
Yeah.
Amazing generation. And obviously we just had the D-Day
absolutely.
celebrations, and some of that stuff is just mind-blowing.
I mean, the only not the only veteran I've been to plenty of them, but the memorable one, there was and it came through and his name was Teabag, like on the Terrafix, and I was like, Teabag? And like obviously that
means something
that's
else.
not his yeah exactly. So
Yorkshire.
anyway, we turned up and it had no surname, no first name, no nothing. And this dude was in his 90s, and like bless him, he was all right. And I'm like, wait, mate, like, what's your name? And like wrote it all down on his paper PCRs.
Oh
yeah, oof. And so did all that, and then I said, mate, like, you know, this came through his tea bag. Like, what's the thing? He's like, and then he just proceeds to turn around and drop his keks in front of me and show me his ass, and I was like, that explains nothing. Anyway, his ass looked all peppered and like shrapnel, and I was like, oh god, like, oh, like, what's all that from? And he goes, Dunkirk, and I was like, oh right, and I was like, and that's why they call you because your ass looks like teammate. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, and I was like, and and then just out of like sheer curiosity, I went, how was that then? And he goes, could have been worse. Like, and you're just like, what the fuck? like just this little old fella just like, yeah, hard as fucking nails. Like, could have been worse.
Could have been worse. It could be dead.
Yeah, well, fucking
God. Or it could have. Yeah. I've just got that. Yeah. So yes, I find the older population are fantastic, and
Yeah, because they've done life,
they've done life, and most of them are happy to talk about what they've done,
and none of them give a shit either.
No, no,
they have no filter.
no, let it just come out, which is brilliant. And then you see the sight on the young ECA or the young student's face is like,
and you're there like, don't worry, I've heard this before. Like,
don't worry,
it's fine.
Sorry.
That says Molly probably got traumatized for 3 years, and now she's like, I've seen everything now. It's fine.
Don't need to worry about anything. I've seen it all now.
Yeah, it's okay. Nothing can shock me after this.
Definitely not. But those people are fantastic, and anyone that's got a story.
Yeah.
And I'll take it from anyone.
Yeah. I just sit there and listen.
I'll just sit and listen to it.
Yeah.
And obviously, we found that during COVID, we were sitting for extended periods of time with people.
Yeah.
And some of the story, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but some of the stories you're thinking, goodness me.
Yeah. You've been through the mill, like.
You have.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting in an ambulance with me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go figure.
Oh dear.
Now they're about to be more traumatized.
But no, that's sort of where we're at the moment. Still working on the ambulances. Still enjoying it.
Yeah. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Just had my my yearly. What is it? It's not an appraisal anymore.
Learning and Development Day.
No. Career conversation. That's it.
Oof.
That was it. So unfortunately, Gloucestershire, you got me for another year.
They have not sacked you yet.
They've not sacked. And John, where do you see yourself next year? Well, slipping into retirement, doing as little as possible.
well.
But no, fantastic career conversation. Good boss. So yeah, happy to carry on.
Yeah. So in our little sort of pre-chat before we came on, you said you had some stories that you've noted that you'd like to delve into the public.
We've sort of gone through most of them. Obviously, the dead person in the back of the ambulance, the mayor of Cheltenham looking at Rissosiani in a body bag. So yeah, that's, and obviously the farm incidents,
the combine harvester
things, and you just think, goodness me, how's it all happening, and why does it all happen to me? It does all happen to me. Someone at work bought me a little Velcro patch for my bag.
Is it the ship magnet patch?
It's the ship magnet
patch. I got one of those as I left the ambulance service because they were like, bye-bye.
And it was like, oh.
Yeah. Is this what I'm thought of around here?
And it was a point.
It was something about the race course. It was you and Simon Daniels.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I was in the hub.
Oh, Simon Daniels. He's the nicest man in the ambulance.
He's the loveliest. I went to school with Simon.
Did you?
Yeah. So
I've never seen him angry.
No,
I've never seen him like mildly mad or like.
No. And we were at Bishop's Cleeve University for young offenders together. In the same year.
Oh right. Okay.
So we knew each other.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he joined the ambulance because you think he joined as a caretaker.
I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, so he joined as.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he joined as a caretaker.
Is this when they were going to ECAs but didn't quite go to ECAs?
So
and
we had technicians, and then we had caretechs, which were sort of always working with the para.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were like doing hospital transfers and things. This is in the old Gloucestershire ambulance days.
Yeah. Okay.
And Simon and I sort of, oh my God, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And it was just,
hiya mate.
But
this is the best day ever.
And we were at the racecourse together.
Yes.
So we had the station at the racecourse, which was absolutely wonderful station. Really.
It was really small. It was one truck, one car.
One truck, two cars.
One truck, two cars.
Two cars, yeah. Had a Bananarama, the Banana Mondeo.
Yeah.
Or was it Flying Custard? I can't remember. Someone
I think it was Flying Custard, and it's one where the seat wasn't actually attached properly. So when you put the brakes on, the driver's seat used to go forwards and backwards. It was like self-deploying. Yeah.
I remember I went through the centre of Cheltenham once, and like someone just on the piss walked out on the road. And I fucking slammed the angle. So I thought I was going to go through the fucking windscreen. I'm like, oh, cheers, workshops.
Yeah, super. But those were very, very happy days.
Yeah. Did they close Cheltenham's racecourse station just to amalgamate into staff?
We were sort of brought into the fold at staff.
Okay.
The station itself was superb, but obviously the down point was we had to move out.
Yeah.
during
Racing.
the big race days. So we could the smaller race days we probably could get away with being there, but during the
Gold
festival
Cup
week
and stuff like that. Yeah.
we couldn't be
Operate,
there.
yeah.
Because there's so many people.
Yeah.
But no, we had a really good working relationship with the race course, working relationship with the stable manager. You were there as well, weren't you?
I did a couple of shifts.
You
there,
did,
but
yeah.
A lot of paramedics cut that. So like Martin Bailey, he was there.
Yeah, Martin Bailey was there. Yeah, before he went in, wore his underpants on the outside.
Oh, crayons and Ray-Bans. Sorry, sorry.
But a lot of the sort of the Gloucestershire stalwarts were there, like your Tracy Grays, Nicky Suttons.
Yeah.
It was a little Cheltenham ambulance station.
It was. It was
they-
Cheltenham just shrunk.
Did they ever look into getting another station within Cheltenham?
I don't know.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I think they were looking more.
I'm not sure whether they kept you guys in the loop or.
I think they were looking more at standby points as opposed to
Right.
stations.
Okay.
And I think they were looking at that point doing this sort of hub and spoke type system.
Okay.
But I don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
Eventually, hopefully, Stabberton will move.
Yeah.
We're
Bigger.
too small at the moment.
Yeah.
The building
Car
is too
park's too
small, and yeah. So hopefully we can move, and I think workshops are looking to sort of jump on our back and come and live with us and things, which will be really
Make
cool.
believe as well.
Make believe is there, yeah, and they're it's fantastic. We're using the new Fiats at the moment.
How's that been going?
Everyone fights for the automatic one.
Is there an automatic one?
We've got one automatic
Is there?
8114, and it's
So I can't drive the Fiats.
Can't you?
I'm too tall. My knees hit the steering wheel when I change gear.
We've got a lovely
And
lady.
it's
We've got a lovely lady at work who we managed to shoehorn into the Fiat, and she's 6 foot something,
right.
and it's pretty much
Yeah.
like your knees out. You're
Because they've built
doing
that.
this.
They've built the.
They
big
built the centre console.
with you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a cup holder.
No. It's got
Oh.
7 cup holders.
It's got 7 cup holders. That's a lot of coffee.
That's a lot of coffee.
Wild bean for the win. Just
Exactly.
go in, just
Yeah.
hugging 7 cups. Like, thank you. Like,
I've got 7 cup holders. I might as well use it.
yeah, just have strategically placed.
Yeah, and a little catheter bag holder if you're drinking 7 cups of coffee.
What's that? So the dispatch don't have to send you to a bog.
Exactly.
Like, nope, you got a catheter bag
Yeah.
there, mate. Fucking
Use it.
yeah.
It's great on a cold morning because it just warms that inner leg up.
Oh. Disgusting.
Thank you.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Oh. So since we're on well, this is episode 3. We've had a few like comments and things like that, and question submissions to ask guests
Okay.
as they come on. So
Okay.
if that's all right, we'll have a bit of a quick fire round.
Go on then.
So, what's the weirdest item you've ever seen in someone's house or found on their person? Like in their
On their person or
or like in their house. You know, you walked in the house.
their
you go, "Fuck."
person.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, we talked about this the other day. Yeah. Okay, so go for that. Yeah. What's the up the butt story with John?
light bulbs is always interesting.
Oh, fucking Christ! How?
Yeah. Remember going somewhere, picking someone up, them walking out.
I love the anonymization here,
yeah,
John. Like,
them walking out like John Wayne. I said, "Hi, what's the matter? I can't talk. I need to talk on the ambulance." And then going on the ambulance to a hospital on all fours.
what? Not even belt? Just nope. Not lying down.
No.
Yeah. No chance.
No chance.
So it was the light bulb. It was the light bulb.
I guess they could call that a light bulb moment. I don't know.
Oh, I need a badum noise like
We do,
on my...
don't we?
No. Oh wait, that's yeah. I definitely need like a badum. Oh, did you see the X-ray?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I haven't got it on the phone because I
No.
think that's a bit cruel. But
Yeah.
yeah, funny. And some of the stories and another story. John, and you'll remember this, but for all the youngsters, when we went into a road traffic accident and people were carried to hospital on a longboard, strapped down onto a longboard, so not
Yeah.
a scoop,
Yeah.
the surfboard looking board,
Can only be on it for 30 minutes.
head blocks on,
Yeah.
I remember, and then we had to log roll them off the longboard, and while you've got them in that sort of inverted position, and I'm holding the head, and the doctor's there going, I'm going to just feel down your spine, and this is years ago.
Yeah,
they don't do
yeah.
it so much now. I'm going to feel down your spine, and then I'm going to pop my finger into your back passage just to see if there's any issues going on with
loss of sensation.
loss of sensation or anything. And I've got this bloke's head like that, and the doctor said that, and he goes, "Oh, that's great. I usually have to pay good money for that."
Just fucking throwing 20s at the doctor, like, yeah, cheers, doc. That was really nice.
Yeah.
Good technique.
Good technique.
Yeah.
Oh, I've lost my watch.
Were you just stood there like,
Oh, like that. I'm shaking.
yeah,
I'm shaking.
This guy's getting he's getting a TBI from the fucking shaking. Is it white finger? He's got white fucking head. That could be taken in many ways.
So yeah.
I've lost my watch. Oh.
And breathe.
Oh. Back to Zen. Back to Zen. Viewers, please don't turn off right now. Oh, what was the next one?
I still don't know what the weirdest thing in someone's house he's seen.
Okay, well, yeah, we've done the butt thing. What's the weirdest thing in someone's house?
I honestly don't know. I really don't.
You've never walked in and gone, what the fuck is that?
There used to be. It wasn't a house. It was a care home.
Okay.
But it used to be a swearing parrot.
What?
So it's like a big
Yeah. Like
blue and
cockatiel?
I don't know, the big parrot that talks.
Yeah.
And he was in a care home in Gloucester, and he used to swear like a trooper. And I was like, what?
Was he one of the residents' parrots? And then
No.
Passed...
It was in reception,
oh,
so
right,
it belonged
okay.
to the care home.
Right.
But a certain resident
Had taught it to swear.
had taught it to swear.
Oh my god.
And every conceivable swear. Yeah.
Fuck you.
This thing.
John, fuck off.
And he's. What? What did it just say?
You just told me. What?
And it was just hilarious. So the care home shut.
Right.
And then a couple of months later, I went into another care home with this
fucking
the parrot, the same parrot. And I'm thinking, and I said to the receptionist, "Did that parrot come from?" I said, "Yeah, it came from that." I said, "Does it still talk?" I said, "No, it fucking swears like a trooper."
And you're just like, yep.
Yep.
I know this fucking parrot.
So that's funny. Another one was a very good friend of mine is absolutely petrified of snakes.
Is this someone in the service?
He's not in the service anymore.
Right.
He's a lecturer at Plymouth Uni.
Okay. There's some sneaky, there's some fucking sneaky handshaking going on here.
You don't even have to. You got to show him a picture, and it's just like woof.
Yeah. Oh, nope.
So
that's a nope rope.
No. So we get a call to a house close by where the chap has fallen and put his hand through a glass,
like a single glass pane sort of thing.
Single glass pane.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's there on the car, and he's outside the house. I said, "You got here first. Obviously, the car is the star.
Yeah.
You go in."
Yeah.
I ain't going in there.
No fucking chance, pal.
It was a whole living room stacked floor to ceiling with all sorts of snakes.
No.
And he tripped and put his hand through one of the
one of the
vivariums.
Yeah, the enclosures.
Yeah.
And the snake's up. Is a
snake somewhere.
Oh, where is it? Don't know.
So he is not going anywhere near there. This bloke's like.
Yeah. Come out of the house.
So
no.
we got him out of the house and but yeah, that was just hilarious. So I got another colleague who won't go near horses.
Right.
Okay. Physically won't go near horses. So it was a New Year's Day. Him and I were working on a truck together, having a whale of a time till some drunken person falls off their horse on a hunt.
Right.
So we're at the field in the gate.
Yeah.
Patients being brought to us, hundreds of horses everywhere, and he's locked himself in the vehicle, and he's not going anywhere until someone has put all these horses out of the way.
No fucking chance.
No way. No way.
Yeah, no fucking chance.
No way. So yeah, those are some of the interesting things that you see in houses. Why someone wants to keep
a swearing
snakes.
Parrot or snakes? Yeah. Oh no.
I've got no idea.
Nah.
You know, not my kettle of fish. Don't even chase like chicken.
Meant to eat them. Oh, I guess it's like a delicacy somewhere.
It must be, mustn't it? So what have I done this week? Oh, this week I've been on Who's Bronze twice, starring on there. Once coercing a seagull.
Oh my god, yes. Oh god. So for viewers watching on YouTube, I'll post the pictures up here somewhere. And so one's it looks like you're trying to fucking steal a seagull, and the other one is if you're on a mobility scooter. No, it's a wheelchair, and someone
like Dr. Evil.
Yeah, $1 million.
So it took me 3 attempts to drive this electric wheelchair into Cheltenham General.
Oh my god! Just to park it up.
Actually up the ramp,
right,
and through the doors, into the ED.
Right, it's just to figure out how to use it.
Rear wheel steer, mate. Me and rear wheel steer don't get on.
You are not forklift certified.
I'm definitely not forklift certified. Definitely not.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So I had issues with a dumper truck years ago. Rear wheel steering. So obviously,
what did you crash it into?
What didn't I crash it into?
This is probably shorter, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, with the rear wheel steering, you get it to go, and then suddenly it just takes over, and you're doing circles in a car park. So yeah, all the sort of interesting things I get up to in my daily life.
Is this outside? You weren't in uniform driving a dump truck, were you?
No.
Oh, that's all right then. No. Yeah, doesn't matter.
No.
I think this question must be from someone healthcare. It just has a username. But so everyone has their thing that they fucking hate. So mine is oh god, I was about to say plantar fasciitis. Then it's not plantar fasciitis. Necrotizing neck fash is my thing. So when you open the door, I can smell it from 17 miles.
2 streets away.
2 streets away.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that hits the back of your throat. No. My mentor, his thing was shit. So I'm guessing this is what they're trying to get as. What's your fucking thing that you're like, nope, not doing that. Nope. But you do it, obviously.
You do
but
it.
It's like, nah.
So, what's the point of you doing it? You have a student. Shouldn't you just deploy the student?
Lucas.
So
That's a firefighter.
So I rock up to it's a summer's day, very, very hot. Patient hasn't been seen for 3 weeks.
Fruity.
And front door's open. You can look at very pale looking police officers outside the front door, and all you can hear is zzz.
Yeah. The fruit flies.
The fruit flies. So that sort of gets to me a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So I deployed the student and sent them in while I was putting. Go and see if he's all right. Good, go, lost. And while the student was in there, I was putting on the COVID hood.
Oh yeah, rebreather. Yeah.
And the fan.
Yeah, the battery.
Yeah.
A PRPS.
Yeah. So, and the tiger balm underneath the nose. So I was hot to trot, and a very, very pale looking student comes out and goes, "I don't think we can do anything."
No.
I don't even know where to put the pads.
I don't think we need to do that for roll. Yeah. I think one of the checklists on roll that covers it.
Yeah, covers it. So that sort of gets to me.
That's your smell.
That's my kryptonite, I guess.
Yeah. You fucking know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what that one answered for you, whoever that was. Jesus.
Thank you.
Do you remember Fran at Stroud?
Yes.
She used to carry a tub, like a fucking tub of it, Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, like, smells don't really bother me, but that if it's neck fash, it does. But like, anywhere we went, she was always just like,
yeah,
drawing it on like a mustache.
I carry Tiger Balm for the same reason.
Yeah.
I prefer the excruciating stinging in
time.
my left and right nostril
Than the
than actual
smells.
being able to smell whatever is meant to be being smelled. It's just and I think smells trigger more than maybe sight.
Yeah.
And I was going to say taste, but you don't really want to taste any of that.
Don't
No.
eat stuff.
Don't eat stuff.
Don't put your tongue on it.
No, definitely not.
Use the student for that.
Yeah.
It's been lovely having you on, John.
Thank you.
Do you have any closing words or advice for people still in the service, people wanting to come on here, chatting shit? And then I've got some presents for you.
Oh, thank you. Enjoy it. Come on here. Kyle will have a chat with you before you start broadcasting or recording. He won't let you say anything incriminating, but
We can always just
come up here and enjoy it. It's been great just shooting the breeze, isn't it?
shooting shit.
Shooting shit.
It's always good.
Exactly.
Wait till we get to episode 10 and we'll have you back. Because we're going to
Exactly.
have a party for episode 10.
Yeah.
It's going to have lots of people here. And
Cigars and medals.
Cigars, medals, and a fair amount of whiskey, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you just look on the shelf there, I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
got me some Coke.
What?
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Folks.
So
Coke.
for the Spotify listeners, it's not cocaine. I don't have some Colombian marching powder for John.
Have I got a patch?
You can see, I don't know if you're a patch guy.
I am
but,
a patch guy.
Well, that is one of the patches for the Crewroom.
Oh, thank you, mate.
And the thing behind it is from my latest escapade over to the Isle of Man. Just come back from TT, so that is IOMRC 365's Survival Guide to the TT.
Ooh.
A new lanyard. Everyone loves a lanyard.
You've got to have a lanyard. You've got to have a lanyard. So I'm thinking about doing the TT next year in
lovely stuff.
an electric wheelchair, possibly rear wheel steer.
You wouldn't get off the grandstand. He'd end up in paddock, Park Ferme, just fucking yeet. Like, see you later. Anyone who wants to do the TT, go sign up with MRMS right now.
Cool, mate.
Including yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. But lovely having you on, John. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.